Not good for Portland these days. No Kyrie Irving, obviously no Kevin Durant. I mean, they're there. They just weren't playing for the Brooklyn Nets. Spencer Dinwiddie.
He was the only guy cooking tonight for Brooklyn. He made some shots, and they're struggling. They don't look anything like the team last year. Brooklyn doesn't. They're just no pace, no energy, and you know what? Indiana's starting to come on. They're starting to find a little bit of rhythm right now.
Well, struggled early in the year, being fantastic of late, and they're dealing with injuries too.
Yeah, they've had a bunch of them. Turner was out a bunch of time. Lamb's been out. McConnell, Brogdon. Sabonis goes for 16 and a career high, 18 rebounds in this game. The Holiday boys getting to it. Aaron Holiday and then Justin Holiday. They're starting for the Pacers. How cool is that, by the way?
Yeah.
Know your Holidays. Drew is in New Orleans.
They just got Drew over there. It'd be fantastic. Start all
they've
three
made
of them.
they've made it easier because you used to have to really track all three of them, and now two of them are on the same team.
Yeah, they're bunching them up.
And Aaron Holiday, this little kid, the point guard, he is good. He's got like a great deal of confidence to him. Campbell High out of Los Angeles. We worked him out multiple times. The Pacers got a good one here.
Why don't you take him?
He went back to school. We should have guaranteed him.
You should have.
We should have.
Absolutely.
That's why I'm here.
Okay. Checking.
Indiana. Last time the Cavaliers and Knicks got together at Madison Square Garden, that was 8 days ago. Cavs blew out the Knicks, and it was so bad it necessitated a post-game press conference with the management coming out in a bizarre scene at Madison Square Garden. Cleveland looked like a different team with the throwback uniforms, and New York played like a different team. Julius Randle had a night, 23 in the first half, as the Knicks would take a 13-point lead at the break.
And no Kevin Love in this one, right?
No Kevin Love, no Larry Nance Jr.
And Kevin Love's been really good for the Cavs. And there was a lot of, unknown or talk about would he have value to that franchise after signing a big contract and being hurt last year.
I think his value is going to be when they trade him to a contender. I think Kevin Love will get moved.
That's another question. Would he have value elsewhere?
Yes, he
and
does.
I think the answer is yes.
For sure.
Yes, he does.
Absolutely.
He's been very good for them.
Very good.
When he's been on the floor so far this season. That was R.J. Barrett for 3, and then Marcus Morris, Randall, 2 of his 30. The first Knick to put up 30 this season. Is that right?
I'm sure.
Sounds right.
I mean, you get random 30-point games here and there.
They're bad. So it's hard to get 30.
And that's analysis from your side of the desk.
Yeah, they're bad.
From the Hall of Fame
bad.
player. They're bad.
They're bad.
They've won 2 out of 3.
Hold on, let me tell you
The Knicks
something.
have won 2 out of 3.
You don't have your GM and the person who runs Madison Square Garden say, we stink after a game. If you're not bad, they're bad.
That's not a quote, by the way. They are the Knicks, after a season-high 123 points, are 2-1 since the press conference.
Right.
Okay, that press conference worked.
It worked, apparently.
Yeah.
We'll check in once again on Dallas. Luka Doncic, now a rebound away from the triple-double. He's got 38.
Ooh.
Getting it tight, though.
Spurs are tightening it up, yeah.
Just 1 of 5 tonight from three-point range.
Yeah, teams are playing a little bit different, though. They're putting smaller guys on Brook. They're pushing up on him. They're not putting the big guys on. They get sucked in the paint and give Brook those wide-open threes. They're playing them a little bit differently. It's always a cat and mouse. You had the best record in Eastern Conference last year. Everybody looks at you and they say, what works? Well, what worked in the playoffs is when Nick Nurse started switching everything and doing it after being down 2-0. And they kind of eliminated a lot of the Antetokounmpo. He's getting his, but they're playing Brook Lopez differently, so he'll get going. They're starting to play better. The Bucks. They started out this season a little bit ratty. I was just watching them like, they didn't have that whatever. But Antetokounmpo is such a force that if you get any pace in the game at all, where he can kind of come down, where everybody's not set, you have no chance.
No chance.
His finishing ability is ridiculous.
And the last few games, I'll get the numbers. The last few games, he shot the ball better from three-point range, which is the missing piece everyone has been talking about. 2 of 6 tonight. He's been hovering around 30%. If he can get that up to 33, 34%, that is a dangerous, dangerous weapon. Let's get you to Dallas. 8 minutes and 10 seconds to go. A couple of teams that have been big stories here in the early part of the season. Spurs have lost 5 in a row. And the Dallas Mavericks, one of the big surprises as a playoff contender at this point. It's November, I know. Don't look at me that way, Kevin. Don't look at me that way.
I'm just saying, you got to smell out those timeouts. We can't go to a place and watch them call timeout.
I have no control over that.
Yes, you do. You have more control than you think.
I can't stop them from doing that. I can't make them do it. Luka Doncic, a rebound away from another triple-double. For Luka, it would be his 6th of the season already. He is 6th in the league in scoring, 10th in rebounding, 2nd in assists, and he's doing it on a nightly basis.
Oh, he does it everywhere. And he gets the foul line. I think he's 3rd in the NBA in free throw attempts on top of it. Clearly an MVP candidate at this point in the season. I know it's early, but he is playing at that level. And this Dallas team offensively is one of the best in the NBA. They play in transition, they shoot threes, they do it all.
Luka's in better shape right now. He spent more time in the gym lifting as opposed to eating donuts, and he doesn't. So he.
Wait, are you suggesting? Do you have inside knowledge? He was eating a lot of donuts.
A lot of donuts. He had a donut-looking.
Specifically donuts.
Donuts. Yes, he had a donut-looking body too. Let me tell you. But no, he's actually in better shape. He's beating people off the dribble. Like last year, he'd beat you off the dribble as a pump, fake, and go. Now he's kind of going left and right. He's a little more shifty. He's definitely quicker, a little bit stronger, and he's got one of those. He's got a great IQ. So what he does, like a lot of great players, Chris Mullin, Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, they get you on their hip and they never let you get back in front of them. So if he can get you up with a little bit of crossover, he just body rides you, and he's so strong. And he finishes for a 20-year-old. I just can't remember the last time we had a 20-year-old come in. LeBron probably.
Yeah.
That had kind of a feel like when you watch LeBron, you went like, oh my goodness, he sees everything.
Yeah.
And he just fires darts to everybody all over the floor.
You saw it from game 1.
Yes, and which is amazing because the NBA is so much faster than high school, where LeBron came from, and so much faster actually than Europe. But Luka did play in the highest division over in Europe, which is really a high level. But his ability to adjust to the speed and find people, so he's just unique. The Porzingis is the guy that's got to get going. I've watched a lot of Porzingis right now. He has not found any rhythm. He hasn't played. He didn't play last year, so let's give him some time. It takes more time than you think when you take a year off. But he hasn't found his rhythm yet. Boy, when he gets going and finds his rhythm, they could be trouble.
Way too early question here, but has Doncic's play already this season maybe accelerated the long-term plan in Dallas a little bit? Like it feels like they need a third member of the big three, if you will. Porzingis has been uneven, but they
don't have a second. Right now, they don't have a second. They have a second on paper.
Right.
They don't have
uneven
a second on the floor. Yeah.
He's had some moments for sure, but not consistently yet. But Doncic has been so good, and the record is maybe a little better than you would have expected at this point.
Yeah, but Kevin's right, because it's that second year removed from injury that the player typically makes a jump on ACL. At least that's what we would normally expect.
Lead was once 18, down to 10 for the Mavericks on their home floor. Let's get a taste of that with Mark Falwell and Derek Harper.
In the opening 4+ minutes of the fourth.
He's taking advantage of his minutes tonight.
Now DeRozan back in the game. Underneath the basket, he goes down into the corner to DeMar Carroll. Aldridge with an offensive rebound. Forbes hits a three. The dreaded offensive rebound and kick out three.
When he lets it fly, it always looks like it's going into me. He's a real nice shooter.
DeLon Wright striding inside, and he is fouled.
If you think about the lineup that's out there, the Mavs really like the idea of two playmakers, as you see DeLon cut all the way to the bucket there. But him and Brunson are both playmakers. Hardaway Jr. is a scorer, and those guys are out there usually together when Luka's on the bench. Luka's such a big part of this offense.
Taylor 5 for 8. And 11 points in just, 13 minutes. He's played very efficient with Luka and KP on the bench.
Murray out, Derek White in. DeLon Wright, 2 free throws. Had a 15-point game against Toronto. 4 points, 5 boards, and an assist for Wright tonight. Finney Smith down in a defensive stance against DeMar DeRozan. Gave it up to Forbes, who just hit a three. Now Forbes with an off-balance drive. Brunson got a hand on the ball. Now takes it away and is fouled coming up the floor.
Well, he just came up from behind, took Forbes' rock, and head the other way with it, baby.
Good defense initially. Forbes with a blink. Brunson making his presence felt in this contest.
Brunson to the corner to Finney Smith. Brunson for three. Aldridge grabbing a rebound, which is his 9th of the game. DeRozan against Wright in the paint with a layup and a foul.
That's what he does. Works you. Draws fouls.
DeRozan okay? DeRozan seems to be okay.
Scoring up a storm.
What's that?
I said DeRozan's scoring up a storm.
Scoring up a storm. Yeah. But Spurs are in a bad way. Silver and black off to their worst start under Greg Popovich. It's hard. It's hard to watch. It's hard to understand.
Yeah, no, the Spurs will be patient, but, you know, there's no doubt the pressure is on because you have DeMar DeRozan with a player option next year, so he can be an unrestricted free agent. He's still extension eligible, but because of the way the rules work, he can only extend at the same number of $27 million or go up, whereas October 21st or below, he could have extended for a lesser number, call it just $25 million for 3 years.
Right.
And those conversations were widely reported, so he didn't do that, which, you know, now the team's struggling. You just wonder what that'll look like when you move into the deadline.
Lots to think about there in San Antonio, and they trail it in Dallas right now, 102-93. We'll keep an eye on that and everything else happening around the league on this Monday evening. When we come back, more on Houston's 8th straight win. Quiet 36-point night for James Harden.